Jeffrey Epstein didn't look dangerous, and that's what made him so effective. He wasn't loud, flashy, or intimidating. He looked like just another rich guy who knew the right people. That's how he moved unnoticed through some of the most powerful circles in America for decades. Presidents, billionaires, royalty, academics. Epstein was there, always in the background, always smiling. And for years, no one asked how he really got that access or what it was actually buying him. Epstein was born in Brooklyn in 1953, not wealthy, not connected, and not special on paper. Somehow, in his early 20s, he landed a teaching job at one of the most elite private schools in New York. Despite having no college degree, that alone should have raised alarms, but it didn't. What mattered was that Epstein was smart, confident, and knew how to talk to rich parents. One of them noticed him and pulled him into the world of high finance. From there, Epstein vanished into a fog of mystery that would never fully clear. By the 1980s and 90s, Epstein claimed to be managing money for ultra-rich clients, but no one could ever name them. His finances were secret, his business model unclear, yet his lifestyle was very real. Private jets, multiple luxury homes, a private island. Epstein didn't just look rich, he looked untouchable. And in America, that perception is half the battle. People assumed someone else had vetted him. No one wanted to be the first to question it. Behind closed doors, Epstein was building something dark. He targeted teenage girls, often from vulnerable backgrounds, using money, gifts, and manipulation to pull them in. What started as massages turned into systematic abuse. He created a pipeline of silence where victims were pressured, intimidated, and made to feel powerless. The most disturbing part wasn't just what he did. It was how many people had to look away for it to continue. By the early 2000s, rumors were everywhere. In Palm Beach, people whispered. Police heard complaints. Parents were concerned. Epstein wasn't invisible. He was hiding in plain sight. In 2005, a local police investigation finally cracked the surface. Witnesses came forward. Evidence stacked up. It looked like the system was finally doing its job. Then everything went sideways. In 2008, Epstein cut a deal so shocking it still feels unreal. Federal prosecutors gave him a secret plea agreement that let him avoid serious prison time. He served just 13 months in a county jail, and even then, he was allowed to leave during the day to work. Worse, the deal protected unnamed co-conspirators from prosecution. Basically, Epstein got a legal shield, and the people connected to him got a free pass. Justice didn't just fail, it stepped aside. After that sentence, Epstein went right back to his old life. He traveled. He hosted powerful guests. He acted like nothing happened. To his victims, it was devastating. The message was clear. Money and connections matter more than truth. Epstein's real power wasn't cash, it was leverage. He knew things. He had access. And in elite circles, silence is currency. In 2019, the story exploded again. Investigative journalists exposed the details of Epstein's sweetheart deal, and public outrage went nuclear. This time, federal prosecutors arrested him on sex trafficking charges. No quiet settlement, no private agreement. Epstein was facing real consequences, possibly life in prison. For the first time, it felt like the truth might finally come out. Then, just weeks later, Epstein was found dead in his jail cell. Officials ruled it a suicide, but the circumstances immediately raised red flags. Cameras malfunctioned, guards fell asleep, required checks weren't done. Every layer of protection failed at once. In a case already drowning in secrets, Epstein's death felt like the worst possible ending. The one outcome that guaranteed he would never testify, never explain his money, never name names. The reaction was instant and global. Epstein didn't kill himself, became a meme. But behind the jokes was real anger. People weren't just questioning how he died. They were questioning the entire system that allowed him to live the way he did for so long. The most important witness in one of the biggest scandals in modern American history was gone. And with him went answers that might never surface. After his death, powerful figures rushed to distance themselves. Some claimed they barely knew him. Others stayed completely silent. Investigations continued, but without Epstein, the trail went cold fast. His victims were left with partial justice and permanent questions. The case didn't end, it just froze. The untold truth about Jeffrey Epstein isn't just about one man. It's about how power works when no one is watching. It's about how institutions protect themselves first. It's about how victims are ignored until the spotlight becomes too bright to avoid. Epstein wasn't a glitch in the system. He was a feature of it. And that's what makes his story so unsettling. Not that he existed, but that he thrived for decades, right in front of everyone.